Have you heard of a weapon which once thrown it impacts the victim and comes back to the hand of the thrower? No, I'm not talking about boomerang. See, that's the problem. We remember boomerang, but we don't know our own artilleries or crafted weapons. I'm talking about Valari. Valari is ancient, 1,000 years old, ancient Indian weapon being used in Tamil Nadu mostly, and it has a mention in the Sangam literature. This weapon used to be used by Kalas, and it's a very important weapon in the artillery of Pudukottai kings. It's made out of steel, the indigenous Indian steel, and this weapon used to be heavy, and if it's being thrown by a practiced expert weapon handler, then it comes back to the hand of the thrower. My question here is that why we never heard of this weapon in our Indian textbooks. We heard of boomerang, we saw beautiful boomerangs. I have no problem talking about boomerang, but why we have not heard of Valari? Let me show you how it looks. It looks exactly this. This is a Valari, and you can see that it has beautiful carvings. It's made in metal. It has a handle to hold, and it has a sharp edge to cut the the impact portion. Now this particular craft is still existing. It's being there at multiple museums and showrooms in India, but interestingly we avoided, I don't know whether it's knowingly or unknowingly, we avoided talking about this in Indian context. But we are very happy to talk about our other elements. We are very happy to talk about Australian boomerang, which was used by the indigenous Aboriginal people of Australia. Now Valari is 1,000 years old, as I said. This particular weapon is being used not only as an war weapon, but it's also used for hunting. It used to be used for hunting also, and it has a detailed mention. It has a mention almost in many indigenous texts, ancient texts. Interestingly, we never heard of it in our books, literatures, and neither our next generation are aware of it. Now my question here stands as India matters is why we never heard of Valari, especially in North India. Why it is not promoted across, why this particular beautiful weapon is not being preserved and being documented and promoted across the world as one of these beautifully crafted products of India. So let's talk about Valari. Let's talk about how to promote it. But before promotion, we should also know what are the basic things. Are we really proud of our own culture and instruments? Are we really aware of it? Because for me, I understand that when we are talking about an ancient instrument or a weapon like Valari, we don't have much awareness about it. It's not being promoted. Why it's not being promoted? Because we are not proud of it. And that's exactly the first problem of us. So let's talk about it more and more, spread this video and talk more about Valari. My name is Kaustav Sengupta and I'm an academician. I talk about India and all things that matters in India. Namaskar.